So we are officially live with the wonderful Adrian Plays and our first
Hello.
ever stream of Catan. We talk about streaming, and I'm so
That's a really good
excited.
name. I don't know if I said this. You've I don't know if you've thought about this for a really long time or for a very short time. It's a fantastic title for a podcast.
Well, I'm a huge dork and I like puns, and so we Funky and I had played this online version of Catan. I don't know, what was it, like a month ago or something like that, and we were playing it, and I
Yeah,
was like,
we
this would be fun to play with other streamers.
yes. Well, and it was mostly because so Ophi had the idea that she wanted to sort of interview people and do that whole thing. And my angle is I get to play Catan with people. That's it.
He's just been trying to find people to play Catan with him.
Yeah, Funky's here just for the games. He doesn't care
Yeah.
about the interviews.
It's
but
true.
for real, I'm not like a very good Catan player at all. I got like kind of obsessed with it for a second, and then I was like, okay, I wish I had people to play with, except for bots,
Except for
I should have
bots.
preempted this with the fact that I've only played Catan like a couple of years ago, like
Hey,
in a very, very distant past.
it's kind of same up
And that's
until
fine.
like
Over
a month ago.
the online version, and it is quite fun.
Yeah, the online this version of it is actually pretty well done, and they're still like developing it, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really low, like we can talk while we're playing it, right?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
because I wanted to interview folks, but then I was like, what kind of game are we gonna play that we're not constantly just focusing on the game, right? Like if we played Fortnite, or if we switched it up and played the games that, the individuals that we're interviewing like to play, like Apex, for example, there's no way I'm going to be able to ask you questions
No
and
way.
have you
Can you
answer them
imagine
while
just,
we're
like,
like
having a-
also raging in the middle of it. Like, yeah,
I
no.
can't even look at like chat during stuff like that. So
Yeah, so we definitely wanted something that was chill enough
I'm
to play.
I'm going to get off camera for just a second.
Oh no.
I mean, I'm not leaving. I'm still
Good,
here,
good.
but
I'm
it's
glad.
just going to be a little bit out of frame. I
He's
just
not-
found out
he's gonna come
It's-
back
it's-
with a silly hat or something.
it's
I
it's a
wish.
rogue cable that I need to change.
Oh,
Excellent.
I just feel blessed that we get Adrian Plays face cam.
Yeah, it's like a
It's like a reward.
reward.
It's a reward for me as well.
Little treat.
It's the thing to see.
Well, honestly, well, now that you have a new microphone, it's like you could have just been anonymous, no face cam forever.
It's true.
It's just
Anonymous,
such a
no
nice
face cam forever.
Yeah, you just have such a nice microphone, voice, all of that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's oh my
Mhm.
god, I'm being showered with compliments. I should have told you that I'm not very good at this.
No, man, me either.
I don't know
I'm
how to
terrible at
respond to
accepting
it.
compliments.
I just feel
Just,
blessed that like you guys just both have really nice voices, so like it's good.
Well, we all
Thanks.
have
Okay.
nice microphones now.
That also is
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
It does help. It does help.
ASMR from both directions.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
All right,
Yes.
let's get
So-
this.
Yeah, go
This
ahead and
game
ready up
started here.
for us, Adrian.
I'm ready.
Hell yeah.
Do we have timers for this one?
Yes,
We
and
can
I
do the
set it to
timers thing?
slow, so it'll be like even less pressure. So it'll be
Nice.
nice and slow, at least for this round. So, ooh, I get to go first. Okay. I mess up on this every time, and I always choose like the worst possible place to be.
That's fine.
I know it's fine for you.
Yeah. You do whatever you want.
Over here. No pressure. No pressure.
As Funky has some weird secret strategy to just completely obliterate us at this game?
No, nope.
It's gonna happen.
It's literally it's just normal skill.
Just not.
No tactics.
You need to place the roads as well, right?
I do? No.
Oh,
Yeah, Ophi, you need to place a road.
Oh shoot, you're right.
So
It's
it's
my
a house
first
and a
time playing
road.
this game.
First time?
First time? Let's see. I like the fact that I'm blue. It's very color coded with my brand as well.
Yeah, see, we're doing it on
Nice.
purpose, I'm
Look
sure.
at that. So planned out.
Let's see.
Oh, look at that! The inverted roads. It's a very known
Oh,
move
me
in
again.
the Catan industry. See,
Yeah,
like
you
he
get-
already
Yeah,
got
yeah,
an
yeah.
extra turn for some reason.
Yeah.
I
Well,
know
the
how this
last
works.
person gets to place twice, and then it goes back in the other direction.
Oh, I see.
Let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
See. Nice. Oh shoot, I forgot. So you get materials from the second settlement place, not the
Yes.
first one. Okay,
Yep.
bad move. We started on the wrong foot.
I always do. Oh frick! Kind of getting encroaching on my area. Man, I'm not gonna have any access to. Oh, how do I want to
No.
do this? Oh,
just,
I'm gonna go here.
leave you over there. Oh,
Okay.
So, so I'm gonna start off with the first question then. Adrian, can you describe your content in like 1 to 2 sentences for anybody that's not familiar with your content?
Sure. So, 1 to 2 sentences. I play Apex a lot, and I'm not too bad at it. I think that pretty much sums up the majority of my content right now on the page. I'm leaning a little bit more towards variety streaming, especially the last couple of weeks. It's still primarily FPS games, but it's mainly Apex right now because it's something that I really like grinding, and it's for myself as well. Like it kind of started this whole thing, especially with Apex, because I wanted to see my progress in the game. So it's the content that I'm making and the content that I'm producing right now in relationship to Apex is for other people to see as much as it is for me to understand and break down and become a better player of the game.
That makes sense.
And
I
because
could afford to do that a bit as well with Apex.
I feel
It's
like
a good game to grind, I would say.
I feel like a terrible host. We should probably all introduce ourselves. So used to just everybody knowing who we are. So maybe we backtrack just a little bit and introduce ourselves. Since this
Absolutely.
recording is going to go outside of Twitch at some point. So I'll introduce myself real quickly. My name is Ophelia Mortem, Ophelia X Mortem on Twitch. I am a VTubing hot dog 90% of the time. The other 10% of the time, I typically co-stream with my partner, Funky HQ, and I am a variety comedy streamer. And then, Funky, do you want to introduce yourself? And then, Adrian, I'll have you introduce yourself.
Sure. Hi, I'm Funky HQ. I care about keyboards a lot, mechanical keyboards and computers and stuff like that. I wish that most of my content could be focused around that, but due to budget constraints, sometimes I play games.
Darn.
Yeah, I do that on Twitch.
Oh, darn.
Due to budget constraints, I mainly play games.
Man, I can't just
That's
be
gonna be the
building.
quotes, and
Yes.
I can't just be building $600 keyboards every week. You know, like that's a lot.
yeah,
It's a lot.
that is also true.
And then our
I'm
special
Adrian
guest.
Plays. The special guests in today's episode of Catan, we talk about streaming. I play FPS games, primarily Apex, because I like to torture myself. And I am a gamer, a musician, and also a designer. Hence why my Twitter description is Adrian Plays Games, Adrian Plays Music, Adrian Plays Design. And hopefully I'll be able to do all of that on game all the time, most of the time. But
Well,
because of
thank you.
budget constraints, I'm just playing games right now.
That I've been meaning to ask you because I recently figured out that you're a musician. What do you what's your main focus?
So I've been a guitarist for many, many years. I think we're talking about a decade and a half, more than half of my life by now.
I feel
I've
that.
been a guitarist. But I've been dabbling in other areas of music production. So I've been producing music. I've been composing a lot of the music for the bands that I've been with or in. Been producing music for other people or other artists as well. At least help them create music. I spent a lot of time in studios with my bands, other bands, and I even have right now a little music producing setup in here in this streaming environment right now, where I have a lot of different tech, like literally underneath the desk where no one can see it, but it's all accessible via a couple of command sensors on my desk, basically.
Yeah, it looks like you're very organized. You have a whiteboard and everything.
Yeah, I know. It's
You work remotely?
it's very counterintuitive, right? You look at me and then you see the whiteboard. It's like, oh, he must be serious.
What a nerd.
I
What
know.
an absolute nerd.
Absolute nerds with the
But
whiteboard.
that makes you fit in, so.
Yeah, you fit right in.
Just being
around these
weird makes
parts.
me fit in.
Yes. Yep.
So where does the name Adrian Plays come from?
It's I kind of want it to be Adrian, just Adrian. My real name doesn't have two N's, but you know what Twitch is like, or the internet's mostly, where all the good names are being taken out first. So you can't really, you can't really find the name that you want. Oh, someone wants to trade some rocks.
I need a sheep, man.
You need a sheep, man. All right, dude. I'll give it to you. That's fine.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff. Oh no, he's gonna do a salmon now.
Oh, frick.
Shouldn't have done that.
He's
Shouldn't have done that.
He's just going to beat us.
He's gonna
right
beat
out the
us.
gate. So your
One
name
thing
is
he does.
Adrian then?
My name is Adrian. Yes, with the
Nice.
single. So because I couldn't actually get Adrian on Twitch, to be very unique and all pulled together, as in like a one name. For all the time when I'm going to become an international superstar, it's easy to
Oh,
remember Adrian.
absolutely.
Adrian Plays.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
being
memorable
unique
for
is hard.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, finding a unique name that people don't like totally just like my old name before it was Funky HQ, before I changed it, was Funky Bass Buddy, and everybody
Ooh.
called me Funky Bass Buddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's-
so because I'm a bass player.
and that's the
And-
story of how you became a musician, or
Yeah, because exactly.
because of the name.
Yeah, the name started it all when I was 13. But yeah, I really like leaned into it like super hard, and like some of my branding was fish related and everything, because I was like, if people
Nice.
are just gonna meme me. I'm gonna meme back. And then finally I was like, I just want funky, but obviously you can't just
It can't just
have
be
funky.
funky.
No.
Yeah,
Like Twitch
exactly.
won't let you have that, even though there's no account associated with it.
No.
No.
I like that we just kind of sometimes end up embracing our memes. I have to say,
Yeah.
Adrian is the first person that saw the hot dog. He's the first person that screenshotted a picture of that hot dog, me as the hot dog, and I remember sending it to Funky, and then Funky put those goofy little anime blush marks on it, and then, well, now we're here, and now I'm a hot dog 90% of the time, and I have to say that I gotta attribute some of that to Adrian pointing it
Thank
out
you.
in front of everybody that I was a hot dog that one random night in Call of Duty.
Yeah, but
Look what it's become.
it works. Like it's stuff like that where like you're just being yourself and you're being natural, and then one day you just find your identity and you lean fully into that because it's like it doesn't need to represent fully who you are, but it's it's part of who you are. So you can extrapolate on top of that, and I love the whole hot dog narrative. I'm gonna say it again, but
Another term that you've
Mm,
coined, the hot dog narrative.
yeah, but like it's I think like that's why it works. It's so easy and it's so memeable and it's so simple, but at the same time it's so good and very very random too. Like it's a hot dog. It's like your name's Ophelia Mortem. The whole brand is very goth, and you're a hot dog, and it's
It's
like
like
so
surprise.
it's so antithetical with everything that it works as a narrative like very 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 well. On a different note, does no one wants to trade some rocks
Oh shoot.
or a little bit of
Yeah,
a
I don't
little bit
have
of
any.
weight? I just need some weight, please.
I guess I'll do this one time.
Yes.
I'm guessing nobody has brick because when I asked for brick
No.
twice, I got denied. So it's fine.
Well, I
not
think
anymore.
Adrian
Adrian's gonna
has
have
the,
brick now, so Adrian's
yeah,
bricked
he's all
up on a
bricked up.
Sunday.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm the goth
yeah,
hot
you
dog.
just got some brick.
I just got some more brick. There we go.
He's all bricked up.
Frick.
Bricks
So,
up.
how long have you been
Nope.
creating content in general,
Not
even
too
just
long.
Twitch?
Creating content, as in creating content outside of streaming, I've been doing it for a really long time in different mediums, and in different formats. So I've been an arts director and a creative director for a number of years in advertising. So in advertising agencies in particular, and I've been, creating content and publishing content for a really long time. Beyond that, I've been doing music or different podcasts and stuff like that, but I've never done this kind of gaming slash streaming slash podcasting formats ever like before, and it fully fascinated me because I'm a huge nerd, and when it comes to technology and the way that our the way that social media progresses and where we're going in terms of our entertainment, it looked very very intriguing to me. So because I knew about Twitch obviously for a number of years, and I've been following people on Twitch. I didn't understood exactly like how everything works or how complex it is to a degree. So part of it was, I just want to see what this is all about, and the second thing is I kind of wanted to do this whole, tracking my progress through different FPS games. So I thought, you know what, this is a good opportunity for me to do both. But to answer your question to more concrete the theme of the streaming, I've been having this account and this persona for about 4 months, 5 months now, something like that. So it was end of December time or before Christmas time. Can't really remember. I can have some brick.
Thank you. Thank you.
No worries.
I also want to be bricked up on a Sunday. I don't know. I
Me
keep
the sheep.
saying that, and I don't actually know what that means.
She says it. She doesn't know what it means.
I just know that that's like what it's like a saying, but I don't know what that it's about. Is it about butts?
Oh
it's about?
no,
Oh.
it's about boners.
Oh, yeah. I want to be bricked up.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. I want to be bricked up on a Sunday too. Sunday with
do
the
you
boys.
want to know what the Urban Dictionary definition of bricked up is?
Okay. Is it? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you want it? Okay. Well, when your penis is fully erect, when your pee hard, when the when the male genitalia says "AO," that is the definition.
Being
AO.
bricked up.
Damn.
Damn.
Are you gonna like play or what's going on here?
Oh. What?
I'm just waiting for Ophi to accept my offer. There you
I'm
go.
a bad gamer. There.
Roll dice. There we go. It's a very high number.
Well, what made you choose Apex?
That's a good question, actually. Again,
I
beyond.
know it's very popular, and it's kind of like in the last like couple months, it's kind of resurged, resurfaced as one of the more popular FPSs because of, I would say, I'm just spitballing here, but because Warzone is so broken.
Yeah.
And there was a big now there's an anti-cheat, blah blah blah, so it's a little bit safer than it used to be. But it wasn't. It was bad for a while. So people are like, well, screw this, I'm moving over to Apex.
Yeah, true. Part of that was one of my reasons for moving to Apex as well. So one of my first ever FPS games that I've ever played on a console and on a controller was Modern Warfare. So when it got launched, obviously I leaned into the whole, I'm gonna grind Warzone now. I played Warzone for a really, really long time, to the point where I was like, I think I've learned enough about the game to feel comfortable in every single situation. But then, in the absence of a better word, everything just went to shit with Warzone, and I said, you know what, it's unbearable. Like, most of my friends were not in the mood to play. People that we've been playing on a regular and all that were moving away from the game as well, and literally just losing the desire to play the game every single day or to grind the game. So I was like, oh, I need something else, because I've been through all this. Now like the game is broken. They don't create as much content as any of the other games. There's nothing interesting in the game anymore. It's literally the same guns, the same meta, the same things over and over and over again every single day. So I started playing Apex, and I realized how difficult it was, and how the skill gap between Warzone and Apex is like miles away, especially with the way that the legends work, and the strategies that you can have, and the way that you compose your teams, and the way that you can rotate around the map, and then you have multiple maps that are always in rotation, and you have a ranked system. So like all of this influx of information, I was like, okay, I'm hooked now. Like I need to really put my head down and get started playing on this game. So I would say that me playing the game kind of started around the same time as me starting to stream the game as well. If that makes sense. So it was around the same time when I started playing Apex that I decided I want to stream this whole experience and I want to stream this whole grind, because I do remember the way that I learned, first of all, how to play on a controller, because obviously the mechanical skills are very, very different on a mouse and keyboard versus a controller. And
It's impressive.
I found it, well, on a controller or on mouse
Yeah,
and
just
keyboards.
being. I'm just. I've moved so far away from.
I think I lost the turn. It's fine.
You did. Oops. I've been mouse and keyboard for not my entire life, obviously, but like I moved. It was like not mid college, early to mid college, when I sort of I had my first PC and I was starting to kind of move towards that.
Yeah.
Where like it was like Borderlands 2 era, like when that first came out, and it was like I couldn't play Borderlands on PC without using a controller.
Yeah.
Because it's very similar to Ophi when she first started using mouse and keyboard. For like Call of Duty and stuff. She would say that like, oh, it makes me sick or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's how Borderlands was for me. And I now I could not. I can't even perceive of like I watch Mac Slayer.
Yeah.
Play Call of Duty.
Cracked.
She is cracked.
Like, and she uses a controller, and it kind of freaks me out because like she's great.
It's interesting because controller doesn't really give you any advantage, but when you see players doing uncontrolled things that not even mouse and keyboard players are doing, it's so much more impressive. Like the movements, obviously, it's a lot harder because you only have. I mean, let's be honest. You only have the 3 to 4 fingers on each hand to be able to do certain things, and even with that, like that's a lot of it's a lot of coordination in between all of those two, and it's just the way that you move your fingers and the way that you push your fingers, and it's not like you can't use your arm to aim, you can't just move the controller around, you can't do any of that, right? So when you see control players just doing like all of these crazy movements, things all around, it's oh, there's an offer. Okay, I see what happened there. But yeah, just
I think
seeing,
it's to kind of go off of that too. I've been like I use controller for if I play Red Dead or GTA or whatever. Like there are games that you just kind of have to use a controller for it, and it feels better. Racing games, whatever. So I think it's very intriguing that there are controllers now that this makes me sound so old, but there are controllers that have like triggers and stuff on the back. I've like wanted a reason to have one of those, but I would never use them. I would never like actually like dedicate the time and like relearn to use the triggers on the back of a controller. I mean, there's obvious benefits because then you like don't have to take your finger off of the right joystick or whatever, and you could do all this crazy stuff with it. I just can't imagine.
It's what I have right now as well. So I use a regular controller with back pedals from PlayStation, but it's it just gives you that extra. It's the same 2 buttons because you basically map out whatever buttons you have on a controller, you map them out onto the back, and you can do different profiles and things like that if you want to. But when you're playing, when you get into a lot more competitive playing, especially with FPS games, you need ways to need ways to access more buttons, or you need ways to access more commands on your controller in particular. So you kind of have two options. You either start doing claw or semi
Yeah.
half claw on a controller, which as a musician I'm not very fond of, because it destroys certain things, and it breaks your fingers to a point where they're not as flexible as they can be. So the other option is having back pedals or back buttons on the back of your controller. That pretty much gives you this, like it allows you to utilize those buttons in ways that you couldn't necessarily do with normal controllers. But I think that's, like that, when you get to that point where you decide to, you know what, I really want to grind this, and I really want to become good at this game. You gotta take one of those two decisions about the way that you play with your controller.
Right.
We
I think you're
did
still on your turn here.
we did get a question too
Is it still mine?
from chat.
Okay.
We got a
Oh,
question
nice.
from Cassie Baby 88. She wanted to know what made each of us want to start streaming.
Mm-hmm. I kind of half answered this question, so I'll leave it to you guys to.
Yeah. So I started streaming because I've never had a hobby before. I'm kind of a workaholic. And I really like playing video games, and I'm also very introverted, despite being a really loud, screaming hot dog on stream. I'm usually a pretty soft-spoken, shy person. I would really like some brick.
I don't think anybody has any brick.
Nobody has any brick? Are you serious? Okay.
I just tried to steal.
I'll give you
I just
one
tried to
brick.
monopolize all of the brick, and I got nothing. So
But as I've started streaming and getting to know people, my interest in streaming has been more about helping other people stream and getting to know people. So really, it's been mostly my goals around streaming have been community building, which I think has been fairly successful. And I've really enjoyed doing that. So in terms of why I got into streaming, it was sort of to get out of my shell and actually communicate with other humans, because I don't leave my house. And now it's kind of turned into this, I'm streaming because I want to help other people be successful in areas that they enjoy and build a community of really supportive and nerdy people. I want to
I
laugh.
think, yeah, I think at some point in a streamer's career, or not necessarily career, but like one of the checkpoints, or one of the points in the road that leads to whatever you're trying to achieve with your streaming, is the community building aspect of it. And I think that's probably one of the most rewarding things that you get out of streaming. Like, you get to know other people, you get to enjoy the company of other people, you get to collaborate with other people, and it's beautiful. It's really, really interesting to to experience this kind of, we're strangers that are on opposite sides of a rock hurling through space, and somehow we still manage to, in a blimp of time, to get together and just play Catan for a couple of hours and talk about it's
really cool.
it's really, really cool. Yeah, totally agree with that.
yeah, I like that. This sort of opens up the. It's one of those things that helps or encourages people like us to meet people like you. Twitter also helps. Like it's cool to be able to meet other people. I haven't left the house in probably at least a week, and it's like I can still, have sort of meaningful interactions with people outside our space.
Right.
That's not why I started streaming, though. I don't
Where did
even.
you
I
start
don't.
streaming, Funky? What
Uh.
was
So honestly, I don't even know if I could tell you why. I think I started streaming back in like uh it's been like 6 years maybe. I've been
interesting?
on Twitch for a long time, and I don't remember why I started. I think I was just bored. And then I never and then
That's a
it,
good enough reason as any other. I don't think
yeah.
there's there isn't a right or wrong answer to this question in particular,
Mm-mm.
and there isn't
Unless,
a noble answer either. Like it cannot be. People have different wants and different needs, and when it comes to streaming, sometimes it's literally so random. That's that there isn't a good one. I would say the bad reason, if you guys allow me to extrapolate a little
yes.
bit from the question,
Sure.
a bad reason to go into streaming is for money. I
Yeah,
would
I
say
would
that's
agree.
No,
like
that's
when people go into streaming, they're like, oh, I want to become famous and make loads of money, and it's just take money off people, and they should support me subs and send me biddies. Like that's one of the worst reasons for streaming, because it it doesn't happen like that.
I think that's a good point.
yeah.
You kind of set yourself up for disappointment and being unsuccessful if you start streaming because you are wanting to make profit off of it, just because I think because it is such a really saturated environment, that you're setting yourself up, I think, for disappointment. And I think that's where a lot of streamers that I've seen kind of get burnt out or get frustrated or back out, is because they're not seeing that financial return on their time investment.
Yeah.
But it's, at this point, I don't think going for money is the way to go, because it's the likelihood of that
No.
working is pretty low. But if you're here for other reasons, then you're going to be setting yourself up for more success, I think.
Well, and Adrian,
Yeah.
I think you understand this too as a musician. Sometimes you
I
get paid
was
in exposure.
Yeah, I was about to say this, that I think generally in creative arts, of all kinds, and in most of the creative fields, you you don't get into it initially because you want to make money, because let's be honest. Like as a musician, you don't make too much money. As
No.
an artist, you don't make too much money. As a photographer, you don't make too much money at the beginning. So, but if you're passionate about what you're doing, and content creation is no different. I don't see it very different from. I mean, it's a different creative process, but it's not very different from together a nice montage, or designing something that other people enjoy, or creating a piece of content as a blog, we're trying to do now. um it's still something that you go into with the passion of creating something, but you shouldn't have any kind of expectations in return, because, as Ophi said, you're going to set yourself up for failure and loads of disappointment. And yeah, music is pretty much the same. I was having a conversation with a musician friend of mine actually a couple of days ago, and we were talking about the days where, and I think it's pretty much the case right now, and I don't think a lot of people know this, but most of the bands, and I'm talking about successful bands, the ones that tour States and Europe and other countries, they don't make any money out of albums. They don't make any money out of Spotify. They don't make of tours in particular. All the money go into promoting more and more and more music and creating more and more and more music. The actual money that bands do that help them pay the bills from time to time, it's as ridiculous as it sounds, merch sales. So selling T-shirts and pins and badges.
It's a
Yeah.
good time for
And
stream elements to post to chat.
I know.
That's funny.
Did you plan that? I just looked at chat
I
and
was
went, oh,
I was waiting for the right. I
need
was
some
just
new
waiting for the
Kawaii
right
hot dog
time.
merch.
I just like prolonged my sentence until Stream Elements just posted that by itself.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would say that the other really fulfilling part about streaming or making content in general is like, I don't know how this sounds, but like leaving some form of legacy. And like personally, I'm not an individual who is necessarily interested in like having children. We have dogs and cats and things like that. And so a lot of times having children is sort of like a legacy that you leave, a mark that you leave in the world. And so by creating content or art or anything, I feel like that's another form of like leaving something for the world to have after you're not around anymore. I think that's
Yeah.
another way that I look at like some of the content creation and just also some of the interactions that I have with folks is like knowing that you make a positive impact on somebody else that's potentially long lasting is way more fulfilling than money.
True. I think with with content creation and in particular, with creating any kind of piece, arts, game design, music, content, with any kind of creating something from scratch that didn't existed before is, or the reward should be that you left that in the world, even if it's for a very short amount of time, or if like, especially in this day and age, content is consumed very, very fast on a very like on a daily, not even on a daily basis, it's on a second basis right now. Like, I don't know what the stats are for how many pieces of video are being posted every single day or how many pieces of content being posted every day, but I'm pretty sure we're talking about hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of pieces of content every single second are being posted on servers around the world. So if you yourself, with a piece of content that you've produced, at some point made a single person laugh, that's that's enough for me. If you've touched a single person with, I don't know, a really crazy flick shot that you've done in Apex Legends, right? Like if someone went, "Oh, damn, that was disgusting," like that's like that kind of impact. Just it's why I do what I do, and I'll keep doing this until I don't know I won't be able to, or I won't want to anymore, because that's also a choice, right?
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
And I think a lot of people, because of the lack of, I'm getting absolutely destroyed right now, by the way. Because of the lack of like sort of return that they expect, I think people burn out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Or they put a lot of work into it, and they don't get what they put into it, I guess. Please, I just need a brick.
I don't have any bricks, man. I'm all out. Adrian's the bricked up
I-
guy.
I'm not bricked up anymore.
I freaking
Just brick.
I don't.
Yeah.
I can't build anything.
Adrian is beautiful. I like that everybody
Can't do
that comes
anything.
into chat is like, Adrian is so beautiful. Adrian is so handsome. Everybody's so excited to see that you're using a face cam, which, excellent segue. I have a question about your face cam. So you've primarily
for
been
it.
a
It's
streamer
not-
that hasn't had a face cam. Like most of the time that I've
Yes.
known you and followed you, you haven't had a face cam until like the last couple of weeks. So
Correct.
what sort of made you add a face cam in, and have you noticed any difference in how you feel while you're streaming or how chat interacts with you now that you are showing your face to the world?
I think it's definitely a lot more interactive right now. I'm getting a bigger interest in doing, just chatting sections or, just interacting with chat on a more personal basis than just showing my gameplay and talking through the gameplay. But there's multiple reasons why I haven't had a face cam in the beginning when I started streaming, and now I've like all of a sudden I just popped up with a face cam and the like light systems and a whiteboard behind me. So my previous setup was very, very simple. It was a PlayStation in my living room and a 65-inch TV and me sitting like 2 meters away from it on a couch, and that was pretty much it. Like, and I was happy with that. But then I realized, oh, hold on, I can do a lot more with this. I can do, I can interact with chat in different ways. I can route my entire PlayStation through a laptop, and then I can add all of those different sources in OBS, and I can add music to it, and I can add alerts, and I just build on top of that and build and build and build until like I'm here, but I don't think I've gone to the full extent of where I still want to be. I would say it's like what we've seen in the last couple of weeks. It's only about 30 to 35% of everything that I wanted to do. The time limits me a lot to do the things that I want to do in terms of with my streaming capabilities and my, oh my god, I literally have a forest in my hands right now.
Can you have
Yeah,
a forest
time-
of brick, please?
I have no,
Yeah,
it's
please.
not.
We need brick. So thinking about time, you mentioned that time is kind of a struggle, and I think it is a struggle for
Yes.
anybody that has a family or a job or anything else going on besides streaming. Time is kind of the resource that we don't get back, which kind of aligns with the question that we just got in chat as well, which was, how much should a streamer stream, as in time? Does 8, 10, 12-hour streams, are those good or bad? Is it preferable
it
to have
depends.
one long stream or smaller, shorter streams?
I think it depends what your goals are. If you're trying to get affiliated on Twitch, for example, or on YouTube or on Mixer or any other platform that you're using,
Rip Mixer.
yeah, Rip Mixer. If you have that initial goal, the shorter the stream, the better, because then you can play with the numbers. For example, for affiliates, one of the requirements is that you have 3 average viewers. Now, the longer your streams are and more the viewers are, maybe your friends or your family or whoever you try to coop to help you achieve that goal. That's because the length of the stream is so long, the average obviously is going to, like the mathematical equation that does that average viewer per stream is going to break out that number even more. Now, if you stream for like 1 to 2 hours at the beginning, and then you have 2 to 3 people, just to like give you an example, if you have like 2 to 3 people in a 1 to 2 hour stream, you're obviously going to get a bigger average than having 2 to 3 people in an 8-hour stream, which probably is going to give you only a 1.5, 1.6 average per stream. So what you want to do is you want to stream very, very short hours at the beginning, and then depending on your goals after you get affiliated, it's kind of up to you how you want to dedicate your time to streaming, how you want to make a schedule as well. But again, because even with becoming a partner, you have an average viewer requirement as well of 75. If I'm not mistaken.
That's currently what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, currently it's 75.
Yeah, currently 75. I'd still have that goal in mind where maybe you're not going to stream 1 to 2 hours anymore, but you're still going to stream shorter hours, like 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. I would say until you get to the point where you either do, like one stream that's like a 12-hour marathon or a 24-hour marathon. There isn't really any reason to stream for long hours and it has to do with how Twitch works as a platform, because it's a platform that doesn't, it hasn't been built for discoverability. So if you stream long hours, it's not gonna bring you more viewers. If you stream long hours, it's not gonna help you get more engagement. If you stream long hours, you're just streaming long hours, and that's on you if you want to do that. But it's not gonna help your numbers at the end of the day, or at the end of the stream.
Yeah, I think that streaming for longer is actually a bit more detrimental to your, I don't know, physical and mental health.
That is also a very, very true aspect, and
That's
very valid
that's a
point
very
for streamers
very
as well.
good way to burn yourself out, I think.
Yeah, the more you stay in front of a computer, the bigger the decrease of the quality of your life sometimes, unfortunately. Like, it can have an effect. Like, you can easily burn out. I mean, if you're into a game, and because we're all gamers, we've all had this moments where we've been so much into a game where we literally spend 18 hours in front of a game without even realizing like where the time went. And that is fine. If you want to stream that, do it. But it's if you do that on a regular, it's I think there's some aspects of it that are detrimental for your overall health, and mental health in particular, where I know that in the streaming world, a lot of people are struggling with keeping on to that line in between, completely burning out and actually having a very healthy relationship with their streaming schedule.
Yeah, I definitely think that the long streams are just, you can be genuinely you on Twitch. Like, what you see of me as a hot dog or as a human, it's me. It's all me. It might be slightly amplified. And as somebody who identifies as an introvert, anytime I'm in front of anybody, I'm sort of like on. And so to be on for that long is incredibly exhausting and draining. And when I think about folks doing 12-hour streams or 24-hour streams or what have you, I just think about, oh my gosh, that after that stream ends, like the amount of time that you have to then spend to like recoup from that is so massive. And I don't know if people really think about like that after you turn that really long stream off, how you recover from that.
I'm getting absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, you're kind of boxed in, man.
You guys don't want to. You don't want to. I don't want more trees. I have
We
2
want
forests
brick.
right now.
All right, what do you want?
We need that brick.
I want.
You're the brick master.
Right, I'll give one of you a brick for some wheat. I only have 1 brick to give.
Interesting question. Have you ever thrown your voice out midstream? If so, have you found a way to recover it? As somebody who's been having a lot of respiratory issues this entire month, I don't have a way to recover it. I'm trying to drink more water. And then I've also like limited the things I've streamed to things that I don't think I'm gonna yell a lot. So I haven't played any scary games where I'm gonna scream. But I still laugh because I keep surrounding myself with absolute dorks. So I'm always laughing anyways, which is kind of counterintuitive to trying to not cough. But yeah, I don't know if I have a way to recover a voice other than, drink water and like hot beverages, throat lozenges.
It's another health thing.
Yeah, again, just
don't
take care of yourself. Touch some grass, drink some water,
Yeah.
eat food that's like not just Doritos or something, like just eat some vegetables.
Calling the gamers out.
I'm gonna make a lot of people angry with this statement, but I feel like I need to do it. I'm not a big fan of Doritos.
What's wrong with you?
That's okay.
I
I
don't
used
know.
to think they were spicy. So
I
You
like
think everything
tortilla
is
chips.
spicy.
I like tortilla chips, but I think Doritos like it's like the poor version of that.
yeah, I like
Yeah.
I
don't
like
know.
tortillas. Cheddar Graze Doritos are awful. I don't mind. I don't
There we
mind
go.
Doritos.
Come on, you guys are.
Pringles are number one. Man, I've been so Pringle
Oh,
pilled lately.
yes.
I've been just
Yeah.
slamming Pringles, dude.
I
I
just
can
need
go
them.
through, and this is real talk right now. I can literally go through 2 tubs of Pringles without batting an eye. I would not even, in one breath as well. I would not even
impressive.
breathe. Like just 5 at a time, all the time. That's how much I like Pringles.
Just
If I
slamming
could
Pringles.
have, if I could, so imagine a tub of Pringles. If you could just cut out the bottom part of the Pringles and just put the tub on top of your mouth and just like push from the bottom into your mouth, like all the Pringles in the same,
It's like Scooby
you
Doo
know.
it, just like
Yeah, exactly. Just Scooby Doo, like a tub of Pringles into my mouth. Well, that sounded a little bit weird. Oh my goodness, are you gonna give me all of that? Just
I
one
don't have
brick?
bricks.
Okay.
I need
Why
one
not?
brick. I just need a brick, please.
This poor man.
I
He's
just
only
wanna
got
build a
like
road.
3 roads and 2
Oh, like
houses.
I'm robbing you, like both.
Adrian
That's
over here is
fine.
like absolutely dominating. Do you have any more brick, Adrian?
Let me think about it. Yes,
Is there anything you want?
wheat,
that?
wheat.
I don't have any wheat. I have rocks. Do you have
Well,
some
I
rocks?
don't have any bricks. Then. No,
Frick.
I
All
have no
right.
use for
Okay.
rocks.
All right. That's messed up. So, kind of talking about mental
Oh
health and
no.
different like challenges that streamers kind of face outside of mental health. What sort of challenges have you personally experienced streaming?
With streaming in general.
Mm-hmm.
It's I should have thought about all of this before, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
totally sent you those
Nah.
questions. So, I mean,
yeah,
you
I
had time
know,
to prepare.
I know.
Nah.
My bad. I think I encounter challenges on a daily basis, and I try to take them one at a time, because if I think about all the things that I want to do or all the problems that I encounter on a daily basis, I'll never be able to, like, I'll be so crippled by all the additional things that I want to do or that I, want to fix, that I won't be able to do any of them. So I take them one at a time. I try to take it like one day at a time. But I would say probably one of the biggest struggles that I've experienced as a streamer, and it's something that I'm working towards on, is the community building aspect of it. I didn't realize how important it is. Well, I knew how much work you have to put into engaging with other people, like networking with other streamers, or being in constant search with players in the game and all that. But community building, I found out it's more than just adding someone on Twitter and sending them a message or inviting them to your Discord server, because it won't do anything for your community and won't do anything for your streams. Like, you have to keep people engaged. You have to give them back things. You have to be prepared to leave information, advice, content on the table all the time, for your viewers or other people to enjoy and learn and grow with you at the same time. So I would say that's still something I'm tackling with. I'm still thinking about how I can do this better. I feel like I'm improving, but again, I'm taking it one day at a time. I don't want to make it to 200 average viewers overnight. I don't think that's if it's not organic, it's not going to be healthy in the long run. And I won't know how to deal with that. So that's why I'm taking it, one person at a time, one problem at a time, and I'll probably figure it out sooner or later.
Yeah, community building, I think, is always like a main topic of conversation when you're talking about streaming. And I find a lot of people kind of struggle with it because it is more than, just adding people and occasionally checking in with them. There's a lot more
Yeah,
to it
exactly.
in terms of, you gotta really give a lot of yourself to other people. And it's not just, showing up in their Twitch streams and dropping in and saying hi. Like it's, we started our community Discord because we each had our own Discord servers that were basically dead and nobody was in them. And we
Yeah.
thought, why don't we just all come together and just use a single Discord to do this? And for a while, it was empty, right? But we still posted in there. We still interacted in there all the time as if we did have a huge community. And
Yeah.
I think we've used sort of like a lead by example model of, this is how you use this space. This is how we're going to use the space. And over time, as more and more people have joined, they're now sort of mimicking the behaviors that we initially started with within that server. And now it's sort of blossomed into something that's kind of living on its own. Like, I don't feel like I have to go in there and constantly poke for movement. We've got folks in there that are posting on their own, good morning, and
Yeah.
even individuals like yourself, like if you've got like a cool tech idea or something you want to share, like where to share that and who's going to probably respond to that. So, and that wasn't an overnight thing. I mean, it's been months
Yeah.
of just nonstop sort of engaging in that space to create that community that we have. So yeah, it's definitely, you don't want to just, blast a Discord link out and be like, quick, join my Discord. And okay, you've got 500 people in your Discord now, but how many people in that Discord are actually engaging? Do you know who those people are? Do you know their names? Do you know anything about them? Last night, I think in the Discord, we were talking and laughing about how we each have our own like goofy things that we say. Like, for example, Rogue 0 Day says hot to literally everything, even if it's certainly not hot. And now other people on the server are saying it. So it's like we're friends, we understand each other's like goofy mannerisms.
Yeah, exactly.
And that takes time and it's slow.
It does.
Yeah.
It's you're nurturing a relationship between yourself and a lot of other people, and you're nurturing not just a relationship between yourself and other people, but between other people and other people too. Like
Right.
you become some sort of a bridge into how other people connect with other people. And I think it's really important, and it's a really, really good take on what you've done with the Discord server that you currently have. And I think it's really cool just watching it grow as well. Like I know I'm not very active in there, but every single time I'm coming in or coming through, there's something always new, or like there's new people coming in as well. And there's always things happening, and you're engaging with the community too. I think it's really important that both of you work together towards this common goal as well. And at the end of the day, this kind of community helps everyone, a streamer or not, just grow into some sort of way, right? Again, because people have different wants from life. People will come with certain expectations into a community or a Discord server. So if they engage in the community in the right way, they'll be able to get out of that with whatever they feel like they need the most in their life to help them grow as streamers, as gamers, as I don't
As
know,
humans.
humans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, how could I
As
forget
people.
humans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we do have people in our Discord server that are not streamers at all.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And
Which
they
is awesome.
still use it, which I think
It's great.
kind of is a good lead into the question that Cassie actually just asked, which I think is really important. What advice can you give to people who are shy or struggling with opening up to be able to communicate or make relationships?
That's a tough one, because that's very much so based on personality, and
True. It's
that's something that you can't necessarily control sometimes.
I would say this. I don't know how obvious it is or not. I know that like most of the time, and I think now as I grew up, and I'm getting older as well, obviously because I'm working on my social and human skills and interaction skills more and more each day. It might not seem like, but I'm a highly, highly introverted person. I struggle to connect with other people. I struggle to, and even in the past, like it's hard to make myself understood. So obviously, there's a language barrier between myself and English-speaking humans as well, to a certain extent. I would say that the honest answer, just being highly subjective now, is that it's a lot of work, and the best way that you can tackle it is to keep doing it and keep going at it. And I know it's not an easy task. Like sometimes I wake up and I literally just don't want to speak with anyone, but I have to.
Oh
And
yeah.
because I have to, I do it, and it's just like it's not very different from a workout. It's not very different from, creating some sort of a discipline in your life. It's not very different from working on a certain thing. It's not very different from leveling up in a game. And you just keep going at it, and you don't get better overnight. It's never going to happen, but you keep doing it, and you're gonna get an additional point every day, every week, every month, and then you can use that skill points towards
Charisma.
your communication skill. Yeah, exactly,
Level
and
up your yeah.
level up your charisma, and then at some point it happens, and it happens, and you don't realize that it did happen. Obviously, you're still going to have that internal dialogue that's going to tell you every single day that maybe people are not as interested in you as you think they are, or maybe the people that you think are your friends are not actually your friends. And it's going to be every day, and you know it's it's definitely a marathon when it comes to developing your social skills. I know some people are, like natural communicators or natural leaders when it comes to things like that, and they seem like they have this innate confidence that they just got born with it. And you feel discouraged when you see other people just doing that well in social constructs, or in conversations with other people, or in streaming, or opening up to other people. But I think the best way to see some sort of an evolution into this is not to compare yourself with how other people are doing, or how well or how worse other people are doing, but it's just to compare with how you were doing yesterday. Just compare yourself with yourself, with your past self, if it can. And that's in my, again, very subjective opinion, that's probably the best way to look into personal development progress in each area. Like, it doesn't just have to be communication; it can be anything.
I was gonna say, yeah, that definitely reaches beyond the spectrum of just our small little corner of the internet where people are streaming. Like that's everything.
You just got to work on it.
Mm.
And I think too, for individuals who have anxiety or are shy, something that I do, sort of the other side of that question is like, how do you support individuals that are more reserved and anxious, is to just kind of give them space to grow. So we've had individuals in our community that are really shy and soft-spoken or more reserved, and we still invite them to the community events. And if they want to be muted that whole time, they can do that. They can still hang out, whatever they want to do, whatever they're comfortable with. And when they feel comfortable enough, they will interact more. And we've seen that with some of our own members that are really soft-spoken that are now not or less soft-spoken
Yeah.
because they're more comfortable. And it's been really awesome. It's been really cool to see. And so we got another question from chat. How do all three of you personally deal with hitting that mental block overwhelming feelings of life and streaming and get back into the groove of your old ways. Well, this is something that I've kind of dealt with lately because of the respiratory issues that I've been having. Just kind of feeling like, that imposter syndrome of why am I doing this? Nobody likes me. Like that kind of like getting in your own head thing. And it's kind of referring back to what Adrian just said. It's kind of like going to the gym where you know that you just kind of need to do it. Even when you're feeling like imposter syndrome or down on yourself, reach out to people, your friends who support you. Funky sat down with me and we talked about it and like why am I doing this? What am I getting out of it? What is the goal? What is the purpose? And just going back in and not giving up. And then of course, I streamed again and people showed up and then I cried. And now I'm back again, even though I'm still dealing with some health issues, I'm still like, I'm back in the game. But if you are feeling really burnt out, if it is no longer enjoyable for you, you really need to self-reflect on why you're doing it in the first place, what you want to get out of it, and how it's impacting you. If it's having an extremely negative impact on you, on your mental health or your physical health, maybe it's something you step back from. Maybe streaming isn't the thing that you want to be doing or should be doing. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's more asynchronous content creation like YouTube or TikTok or something else. So I think the first step that you need to do is to self-reflect on why you're doing it, what you're getting out of it, and how it's impacting your very real lives outside of the internet, and then addressing that.
Yeah, I think that's a very good take, I think, on that in particular. Like it it takes a lot of efforts to do this, and it doesn't look like it because at the end of the day, other people who don't understand this, they're just looking at someone who's playing games and it's just sharing some videos on the internet and other people are commenting on it and they like it or they don't, and it's like, oh, it's not that hard, right? Like it's not that hard to just
It's so
play
much harder. It's
play
so much harder than people perceive it to be.
Yeah,
And I think that's why a lot of people get into streaming, is because they think it's going to be,
they think it's
well, I
going to
can
be a
just,
piece of cake, and
yeah,
I'm just going to play games all day, and then people are going to see how truly great I am, and
yeah,
then it's
yep,
going to happen for me. I'm going to be the next Nick Merckx, and that's
yep.
it is what it is. And then they
And
realize, like 6
you'll
months.
get humbled very quickly.
Yeah, but the good thing is, like, this humbling happens really, really fast. Like, if you correlate that with the way that the internet is moving and the speeds that the internet is moving, just being humbled a month into your streaming career, it's an incredibly fast blow, straight to the head.
Yep.
And if you look at that, like, there's two ways about it. You either understand what you have to do next, or you just get out of it completely. And,
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Everybody wants to stream, and I think it's very cool. I think it's for one reason or another. But I think that there are people out there that aren't really cut out to be streamers. I mean, you can do as much as you can to be who you want to be, and you can put in a lot of effort into that, and you can change. But like, I don't know. I honestly stream for fun. I stream when I want to stream. And I also have that feeling of like, well, maybe I'm just like, I'm not that good, like we all have that. But I only stream when I feel like I'm on that day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, I know I can perform. I don't have a schedule. I don't do any of that stuff. I'm a bad streamer.
No, don't say that, Funk. See, like, the quality of your streams, like, even beyond gaming, like, you do such incredible things with the way that like, you build keyboards and you explain how you put computers together. Like, it's a lot of people have a genuine interest in that, and I think probably going into a different subject now, but also very, very important for streamers is to actually find your niche and where, your audience is and where your people are as well, right? Like that's also part of community building. And the way that you do it is absolutely fantastic. Like I wouldn't be able to do that. And I think a lot of other people relate, but you do have the patience and the voice and the intellectual capability and the patience to actually explain to like noobs like myself or I don't know. I'm
Is
not
Adrian
going to name
giving me a compliment right
anyone
now?
else.
You were getting a
I am.
compliment from
That's
the
crazy.
Adrian Plays right now.
Oh, thank you.
But it's it's really, really cool what you do, and I'll always enjoy your stream. So don't put yourself down, please. Otherwise, you're just gonna get a bonk on the head.
Yeah, sometimes I do need that bonk, just
When
to
I-
remind me that I'm not bad.
When I met Funky IRL, and he showed me some
What?
of the
We know each other in
content-
real life?
Do you guys know each
Weird.
other in
What?
real life as well?
Some of us
No.
think
Oh my
that
goodness.
some
That's
people
crazy.
think we have really good chemistry and think maybe we should date. Which
Yeah,
is funny.
weird.
You should try that. Like,
Yeah, we're thinking about it.
yeah.
Hey, are you trying to give me brick right now? By the way, is that
What?
No.
do you need a
Is
treat
Adrian
or is
trying
that
to
the
give you
opposite?
brick? I think he is
Hello?
trying to get you bricked
Hello?
up there, Funky.
Hello?
I think he's trying to give you a brick right now.
Are you trying to
Yes.
give me a treat or I can't?
I
My
mean,
brain-
I would accept that trade, but I can't.
No, I don't. You're trying to get a tree, right? Is that?
I'm
I-
trying to get a brick.
Ah,
Bro,
yeah.
you
a-
are the
a-
brick
a brick
guy.
and a sheet.
You have the
Yeah,
brick.
no.
We don't have brick.
You can
Um,
have my one brick.
I
Anyway,
have a
But when-
gambling issue. It's lost all my bricks.
Oh no! when I first met Funky, he showed me like some of his YouTube content and stuff, and he was very like this is just some stuff I made, no big deal. And I was like, holy crap, you are like a
is
YouTuber. You're like a
amazing.
real
Yeah.
YouTube person. Like you are a content creator,
Yeah.
nerd. And so like I think that Funky is somebody who's just
And then he kissed.
naturally and then
And
he kissed.
then we
And
and
then
then we
Funky was bricked
kissed.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, you need to pursue this thing. And of course, that imposter syndrome of, oh no, you're just saying that.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I
Yeah.
think that you are, you do have the voice for it. And you've consumed so much content that you know how to make good content. And I attribute a lot
Yeah.
of
Absolutely.
my own success and like what you see is based on his feedback on content. And yeah, so we're just complimenting Funky now.
Thank you for the compliments.
Can we get a shout outs for Funky HQ in the chat?
Shout outs to Oh my gosh. So totally unrelated. I was in a work meeting last week and I had to introduce myself to a department. And so I had to go, hi, my name is, and like I had to
Oh.
really not say, hi, my name is Ophi and I'm a VTubing hot dog 90% of the time because I say that so many times that like I had to be like, no. And then something funny happened and I almost said F's in chat. Like, can't, like, I'm so used to saying those things that in a Zoom meeting, I was like, no.
Can't do
You
that.
should
No.
just you should just play the video for in your next business meeting.
They would
Just-
love
just
that.
play
Yeah.
the video.
Play your raid video.
They would love that.
Yeah.
I wore a wig
Just
and
go
a
for
red
it.
panda onesie and they were pretty stoked about that. So yeah.
Bro, I got a forest again. Don't know what to do with many
I
trees.
also have a
Man, that's
forest.
crazy. I have one tree.
One tree. Do you want some
I
more?
finally have the ability to trade 3 cards for 1 card.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
It's because
And
he's on
you
a
know
duck.
what?
Holy smokes!
I have more houses than Ovi does. So I'm doing pretty good.
So-
I mean,
Mm,
Adrian's
it's-
still gonna win because he's got the longest.
He's got
road
freaking
and
longest
the most
road with
houses.
12 roads.
What's worse is that he's missed a couple of turns and he's still stomping us. And he said he hasn't
Yeah.
played this game in a long
He's
time.
missed,
And
like-
we've been playing it. So, like, Adrian is like a secret, like, pog champ at Catan. Adrian, maybe if
So
Apex
sorry.
doesn't work out for you, maybe this
Yeah,
is your new
I'll-
game that you stream.
You
Can
could,
you
yeah, you
imagine just
I
like
don't think they do
becoming a
ranked
professional
Catan
Catan
games.
streaming?
could. They
Oh,
are.
yeah.
It says right there on
They
the
do,
side,
yeah.
play ranked.
Yeah, play ranked.
Yeah, there's a
Frick.
leaderboard now. It's in beta right now.
Ooh, get ranked in Catan.
Yeah.
Get ranked in
What a
Catan.
move. Adrian is just
You could-
better.
You could also
It's true.
probably join us for when we do GeoGuessr, because we're both very
No,
bad at
So bad at
that's-
GeoGuessr.
geography.
I
Oh
talked
my
about
gosh.
this on one of my streams as well. I'm horrible when it comes to geography. Like
have
if,
no
if you
idea.
show me a place on a map, it'll be forgotten in 10 seconds. So I do not store that information.
Yeah,
I have
I don't
Google
either.
Maps right now. There's no need for me to, just hole all of that information into my brain. It doesn't work. There's internet everywhere these days.
Please brick me. Brick. Say
No.
brick.
I ain't got a brick, no.
Brick.
I don't have bricks.
If someone pulls a 7 right now, I'm done. Oh, that's
That was you. You did
That was
that.
me.
You did it to yourself.
You played
I
yourself.
did it to myself.
All
There
of
you
your
go.
trees.
Brick myself.
Are belong to us. You bricked
Yeah,
yourself.
Yeah.
Just brick myself. Let's say 1, 2, 3. How many points do you get for one of those settlements thingies?
Like a house, or
No,
So-
what's it called? It's not a settlement. The
the
other
big
one.
house.
The big house. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you get 2. So
Two-
you get
2
like
points,
one
okay.
more.
I mean, you're at 8 points. I'm
Yeah, he
at,
just needs to
I'm
build
at
some
2.
big houses, and then
Funky's
he's
at
done.
3.
I'm
Just need
killing it.
I thought I picked a good spot, and I was just-
winning.
it's just wrong. Just
We're not
wrong.
just throwing just so that you can
This
win.
isn't.
is the
Yeah, we're not
case.
trying to
you-
like
you-
boost your confidence. I promise.
Yeah, you're trying to make me feel better. I know. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. Do you know that you can get like different maps for this game as well? And you
Yeah,
can have, like
there's-
expansions and stuff.
You can pay
Oh,
for
yeah.
them, yeah, through this
Mm.
website.
I do like. Oh, really? I
Yeah.
do like the original game because you basically get the base, and then you can buy expansion packs for different rules, different settlement types, different maps. Like you can, I don't know, you can expand this game infinitely if you want to.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think it's
there's
really
a-
neat.
There's a lot
Mm.
of that on this website. They have a lot of the expansions or whatever. I've never played the expansions, so
Yeah.
I gotta
haven't. I've
actually
always
get
just
good at this
vanilla
version
Catan.
before I don't feel
Vanilla
like
Catan.
expanding out too much because I'm not good at this version.
I mean,
I'm
We're-
getting there, all right?
we're getting
I-
better. We're not
I
getting
got 3
stomped by
houses.
bots.
That's
know,
true.
Got
That's
that going
happened.
for us, you know.
I had the thought that we should have had a bot in this game so that we could like take their
Blame?
resources, because they
Oh.
usually will just give resources
No, the bots are kind of
Sometimes.
mean.
sometimes.
Yeah, I don't like bots.
I think they're mean.
I don't have anything to.
All I have is like a bunch of wood and sheep and rocks. Can't do anything with that.
Mm.
Not a dang
Can
thing.
I get some of your rocks? I'll take some of your rocks.
If you have brick,
Only. I don't have any brick.
well then you ain't
like-
getting any rocks.
What do you need? You want more wheat, don't you?
No, I'm good on weights.
I just need the brick.
Just need the rocks now.
Just need to be bricked up.
Just can you cut back to like 20 minutes ago when I said, "Oh, I don't need your pebbles."
Nope, that's not
Yeah.
what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I
Now you see
don't
how
need your
wrong you were.
pebbles. I don't
I was
know.
so wrong, so wrong. I need all the pebbles right now.
So we've kind of talked about you being a musician. How has being a musician impacted your streaming or made it harder or easier? How has
Um,
being a musician, affected how you approach streaming?
I mean, it hasn't really, like, not that much yet. I would say I probably have more of an interest in, having a good audio in my ears and having a good sounding microphone, going through like good analog and software pieces into, like into the OBS decoder, so people that actually listen to me are not gonna screech when they hear my voice. So maybe, like I probably have that a little bit better set up than the average Joe, but for now I don't think my musical background's impacted or intervened too much um, into my streaming journey. Not for now yet. I still have some things in the works at some point in the future where I just might look into producing some songs live or just doing some playbacks, but that's a story for a different time.
What kind of music do you like to play?
What kind of music do you think I like to play?
Not
That's
ska.
not fair. Yeah, ska. I'm very like I want to say I don't like listen to music, which is very strange. Like I do.
Funky listens to like Wii Sports, Wii Shop channel music. Like that's
No,
if you were to
no.
listen to the music he listens
That's
to,
the meme.
that's what it sounds like Nintendo
That's the
Wii
meme me.
sports music.
No.
And Slipknot.
I listen to like very like off like
Look at this
weird
deal
tempo
that I'm
like
presenting to you.
I love whoa geez, all right. That's a lot of
That's a lot of
I don't
weight.
have any of that.
That's a lot of trees.
I like stuff like Snarky Puppy or like funky things.
I absolutely love
weird.
Snarky Puppy.
Weird that I would like funky music. I don't know.
Snarky Puppy are incredible. It's it's by far one of my favorite bands.
Yes, they're very good. So that's the kind of music that you like to listen to, but what do you like to play?
I'm a metal guy. I've always been a metal guy. I'm very much into metal.
Well, I haven't seen your guitar, so I wouldn't know what kind of music you like to play. I would be immediately. It's a guitar.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a guitar.
My guitar has one extra string than most of the guitars. So
it's a 7-string.
It's an actual 7 strings. Yeah, so I like like going into very low tunage with my guitars. I used to have like long scale guitars, so baritone guitars.
Baritones are sweet.
They're like 27.4 inches long.
Yeah.
And
were you expecting a joke? Because the way you turned and looked at the camera,
yeah,
it was like
I was waiting for it.
I didn't. Yeah. I saw you look up at the camera and I was like, is there baiting me right now?
Long guitars.
I was just waiting. It's, yeah, none of you pulled up, so.
No, I don't see where you're going with that. I love the sound of a baritone guitar. They're sweet.
Oh, baritone, they're so good. So warmer. It's interesting because I've always been, the kind of metal that I'm interested in is very much like jazz, but for like metal heads. So I like.
Oh, okay. So like instrumental stuff.
Not really. No, like I do like stuff with vocals, but like progressive metal, gent metal. I like a lot of gent. So I listen to a lot of gent. So math metal is another genre of metal that I'm very, very interested in.
I'm familiar.
Things like Meshuggah, Periphery, like that kind of stuff.
Periphery is great.
So I listen to a lot of that, and I play a lot of that too. But if you look back at my discography as well, I've played in indie bands, I've played in progressive indie bands, I've played in alternative metal bands, I've played in rock bands. I dabbled a little bit with some more milder flavors as well. But I just like music in general. As a musician, I think it's very, very important to listen to a lot of music, to accustom yourself to a lot of different tasters. Tasters? Tastes? I don't know.
Tastes?
Is that a word? Yeah, tastes. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a lot of that tonight.
That's okay.
I don't know most of the words that exist in this language, so I'm just inventing.
I
new
have to
ones.
say, you say that, but your English is top notch. So
There you go.
It's fine. I can.
It's good. It's more than fine. How many languages
can
can you speak?
speak about 3, but I understand more than that.
And what languages can you speak?
So I speak Romanian natively. I speak English. Parle un peu de français as well.
You just blew Funky's mind. His eyes just went, what?
You don't natively speak that your English is not your first language?
No, it's not. It's my second language. Well, I learned it as the third language, but now it's my second language.
A third. He learned
yeah,
it as
I
a
don't-
third. And he's over here saying it's
'cause
fine.
Romanian is my native language. French was the first foreign language, but I haven't touched that in probably a little bit over a decade now. And then English was pretty much learned in parallel with French after like 2 years of French, and now I'm speaking English on a daily basis because I live in England. So, but I understand Spanish, Italian, like most of the Latin languages, a little bit of Portuguese. I can't speak it, but because Romanian is at its base a Latin language, there's a lot of crossover in between words with Latin, and the grammar is similar. The way that we attribute genders to subjectives and stuff like that is very similar. So I do understand, a little bit of Italian, a little bit of Spanish. So, and
That's
like if an Italian would speak to me, I would know what he said to me. The same with Spanish too.
You just blew my mind. I thought like I had no idea or even like a little glint of an idea in my brain that you spoke any other language. Like you
I
just
do.
I had no idea. I maybe I don't pay attention, but like that just blew my mind.
I watched it. I watched your brain
was
just be like,
what? That's crazy.
It's
Well,
And then naturally, I just want to be like, okay, can you speak Romanian? I want to
pot să
hear
vorbesc
that.
un pic în română. Româna e foarte interesantă pentru că e o limbă mult mai fluidă decât engleza. So it's I just said
say
that
something about
Romanian.
fluid English.
I said that Romanian's a lot more fluid than English, and
Ah.
it's a lot more flexible in terms of how you can use the language in particular. It's you can get very, very descriptive. I feel like sometimes I feel very boxed in when I'm talking in English. Oh my goodness, I literally have the brick road from The Wizard of Oz in my hands right now. all the bricks are on me. But yeah, like English feels like it boxes me in a lot of the times in the way that I communicate and the way that I speak. Like you can say a lot of different things with one sentence or one word. But in Romanian, the way that you attribute certain letters or certain inflections or certain verbs to a sentence, they can become very, very specific about a very specific thing or about a very specific person or a very specific object. Like you can get very, very granular to the way that you can express yourself in Romanian.
Funky's still trying to process that you
I'm
can
just-
speak
I'm
more
still-
than one
I'm
language
still-
right now.
I'm still processing it.
I
Yeah.
can see it in his
I'll get
face. He's
there.
still like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was
yeah,
also
mind
surprised
blown.
too when I found out in the group chat because I was like, wait, what?
I'm like a recent add to the group chat, so I don't, and I have been
Noob.
yeah.
Yeah, good,
I'm a
good.
noob.
Thank you.
Can't get
Yeah,
good
I'm
for
not
it.
as good.
Forcibly added.
What are you trying to do?
the
You
group
trying to
chat.
trade a bunch of trees for this one
I
brick?
just would like a
Um,
brick. I would really just like a
they-
brick if I could
it's
just have a
fine.
brick.
Yeah, you can have the brick.
I mean, it's not gonna hurt you. I mean, at this point, I mean,
My
I
goodness.
think you'll be fine. Oh, and I can't do anything
Unless-
with it, so I gotta just end my turn for now.
Roll dice. Why is this happening to me every single time? Now I have to discard all the trees. There
Oh
you go.
no!
You
What
don't
will
need any
you
of those
do with
trees.
all
I
of
don't
those
need any
trees
of
and
the trees.
Put
points
them right
that
back
you
into
have?
the deck. Yeah, he only needs one
Sitting
more
at
point.
9 points.
9 points. There we go.
We're sitting at 3 points, and I'm at 3
Don't know
points
what
because I
Technically,
got a
I'm in
bonus card.
second,
Technically, Funky's in
so
second.
I'm in second place.
Yeah.
Technically in second.
Oh,
So, Adrian,
Can't do
before you
anything.
started streaming yourself, did you watch people on Twitch a lot? Like, are there like streamers, big streamers, small streamers that you like look up to or that you watch regularly?
Yeah, I mean, now maybe a little bit more than previously. I think I used to consume a lot of content on YouTube previously. Obviously, with the rise of TikTok, I got, I fell prey to that as well. So I started consuming a lot of content on TikTok too. And more often than not, I would find myself my way back into Twitch just from like checking out other creators or checking out other streamers that had similar interest or playing the games that I was interested in. So there are a couple of creators that I've always watched and looked up to on Twitch, but I would say like more recently, because we talked a lot about community building. One of my favorite creators right now on Twitch is Elijah M. Shout out to Elijah M. The guy that does streaming scheme as well, something like that. But I think his capabilities of the way that he interacts with chat and his community building skills are on par with with probably most of the big content creators that are out there. When you look at the numbers, like the numbers of the viewers that he has, you would expect that to be in the thousands. Like the way that he interacts with the chat and the way that he like builds all these things for his community. And I think like I do like the way that he approaches like each stream in particular, because he started out as a comedian as well. He pretty much plans every single stream with not too much precision, but he knows exactly what he's going to talk about. He has an intro, he has subjects, touching points every single stream. He has games that he plays, he has community engagements, actions or stuff that he does. So he explains a lot of that in his YouTube videos, but yeah, you should definitely check him out.
And what was the name one more time?
Elijah M.
Elijah.
_ Yeah, Elijah M. I hope I didn't butcher this.
Yeah, I will have to check them out.
Elijah
Yeah,
M.
do you get any like inspiration from him? Do you like think that you could take anything from what he does and make it your own, or
I would take everything that he has and make it my own if I can. I think he's
'Cause I
just
see a
an
lot of that.
excellent. I think he's just an excellent communicator. Like in terms of actual skills that you could implement as a streamer, like being an excellent communicator, just making sure that you interact very fast, very naturally with your chats. I think it's very, very important, to enrich the entire experience for that stream, for any stream. Well, I'm trying to send a link, but I can't. Technology defeated me today. I have to say this.
You're doing so well though, despite any challenges. I think your camera still looks great. Your audio sounds phenomenal. So I'm glad that we get live face cam of Adrian.
Thank you.
Yes.
This is my business camera. This is the one that this angle is the one that I'm using when I'm doing
Are we in a Zoom meeting right now?
work meetings. Yeah, we're pretty much in a meeting right now.
Yeah.
This is a Zoom call.
At
Yeah.
least we didn't
I think
start it out
for-
with like, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
we should have
see
done
my
that.
screen?
Yeah.
Can you see my screen? Well, my sort of streaming inspiration, I guess, he just seems like just a normal dude, and I feel like it's interesting to watch people like that because they're just they make it seem so
Easy.
accessible.
Mhm.
They make it seem so easy. The man just hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube like very recently after grinding for years, and
Nice.
it's so like rewarding almost to see this person. Like, I fall asleep to his voice. I actually I had an opportunity to like meet him IRL, and I freaked out and I couldn't do it because I had
Why
heard
not?
because he I don't know, because I'm just a fanboy. I fangirled too hard over like hearing him. Like, I was just like, I can't do it. No, I can't do it. And I'm sure I'll have an opportunity someday because I go to the same conventions and stuff. But
I'll just forcefully introduce you. Be like, hi.
you have to.
Mhm. This
It was
is
so weird.
Funky.
We fall
You
asleep to
go.
your
It was such a-
voice.
It was such a weird experience. He walked by me and I heard his voice. I had never seen what he looked like or face cam or anything like that because before a
you
certain
do
point he was never using
Funks,
face cam.
Sorry to interrupt you. Did you do, like, when you heard his voice without seeing him, did you do one of these?
Yeah. No. I just kind of like I kind of had like a mini panic attack. It was kind of weird. I was like, holy shit. Like I said, I fall asleep to the guy's voice for years, where I would just put on like one of his Binding of Isaac videos and then just like fall asleep to it. And
Nice.
it was like 2 years ago, I think. But either way, he just is a normal dude to me.
Who is this creator?
his name
again?
is
Northern
his name is
Lion.
Northern Lion. He's a
Northern.
Canadian streamer.
Nice. I'll definitely look him up.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
And he's got a huge following, and his overlays are just him. Just this square
Again,
face cam and gameplay. That's it.
That's where I get a lot of my inspiration from. Like, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. As
you really
simple
look
as
at-
that sounds.
True. If you really look like at the top creators, they don't really have, like there are some who have like incredible setups and overlays and alerts and everything. But you look at XQC and
Yeah.
FrameReg and Asmongold, and they all have a square camera, no borders, barely any alerts, and they just go live and talk about YouTube videos, and they're being themselves, and I think that's what being an excellent communicator does as well. It's like, if you have the ability to entertain people and to be active in chats with them and to vibe with them, and just generally be there for them, it can make wonders to the way that other people interact with you as well.
Yeah.
Not relying too
That's where
heavily
all my
on.
books are. Sorry?
Huh? What?
What'd you say?
What did you ask?
What'd you say?
What did you ask?
I didn't ask anything.
You said you said something. That's
I said, where are all my bricks?
I don't know. I have no idea. That's
All
Did
right,
you
I don't-
just steal all my bricks?
crazy.
Is
Oh,
that
I
what
don't
happens? Oh my god.
I have no idea
Oh.
what you're talking about.
I'm going to the police, Sophie.
Not
That's-
not me.
That's
Do you have any
God.
as we're sort of
bricks? No, they were stolen.
No, not bricks. So we're kind of coming up to that 2-hour mark. And hopefully I'm sure we'll finish this game by then, and naturally you're gonna win. We're just prolonging that painful
Unless.
experience. Do you have any advice?
Not for me.
Do you have any advice for people getting into streaming or people currently into streaming? Just a couple sentences. Your biggest advice.
Be confident. Turn up every single day. Turn off that view account because it doesn't matter and it doesn't do good neither to your ego or your mental health. And just be yourself every day. There's almost 8 billion people on this planet, and we each have different personalities and different individualities and different icks and different wants and different needs. But statistically, we're bound to have things that connect us and ways that we can relate to each other. So if you're trying to be someone else, it's not going to work for yourself. It's not going to work for the people that want to get to know you. So be yourself as much as you can. It'll make wonders.
That's what really gets me to watch people too, is when I can tell that they're very genuine.
Yeah.
It's very organic. If you create the content that you want to watch, and you can take inspiration from other people. And as I have done, like I take inspiration from people that I really enjoy, and just make your own content. Just do whatever you want to do.
I think that's a
and as long as it's something that you would watch, somebody else out there will find you.
That is an excellent take. I think just like making content for yourself that you would enjoy, that you would watch from other people, is it's absolutely fantastic advice. At the end of the day, if all comes to naught and no one sees your content, at least you've done something that you're proud of for yourself.
Absolutely.
Like you have to do this for yourself first, right? Like you think about like what you would watch, what you would enjoy, how you would approach certain pieces of content, and you do that. And when you do enjoy it, definitely other people will relate to that as well.
Yeah, if I'm not laughing at the clips that I make, then I've goofed, and not in the good way. Like I will rewatch my own clips and laugh because I think it's funny. And if I think it's funny, then there's got to be other people out there that also think it's funny.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's why it's so important to watch your VODs. And I know that I've upset Twitter many times. I know that Funky's upset Twitter many times by telling people, if you want to improve your content, watch your VODs.
If you don't want to improve your content, then don't
watch it.
Don't watch it.
It's if you're looking for, just be inspired by yourself, maybe, see things that you do that's good. Keep doing that. See stuff that you don't like, stop doing that.
True, that's.
Yeah, if you can't watch yourself, then
why
would anybody else?
If I don't know, that's a tough take too. That's kind of a hard pill to swallow, I think, where like if you don't like watching yourself, why would anybody else want to? You know what I mean? I don't know that, but there are many different people and personalities. So like that's the like narrowed vision that I have for myself. Like if I wouldn't want to watch it, then why make it? You know, kind of thing.
Same.
Yeah.
But I also struggle with like, you know, when I put content out there, I always want to be sort of. I try to be intentional with it and try to be
Mhm.
very like focused on like, well, what is this going to do for somebody else, or like, am I going to make a difference? What separates me from the hundreds, thousands, whatever, depending on what I'm doing. You know, like if I'm building keyboards, there's a lot of other content creators out there that are building keyboards, right? So what can I offer? What's the little, even if it's something very small, like what can I do to like set myself apart from other creators in the same space? Gaming itself is like huge, and that's why I stopped for the most part streaming games. I mean, I do it more now than I have in a long time, and it's not just like Warzone because it used to
Yeah.
be that. I try to like, I don't know, I just try to be very intentional with everything that I do in my life. And streaming is kind of no different.
That's good. I think this is really, really good advice, especially for people starting out. And I feel a lot of the streamers hit that ceiling where I guess you get to that point at any point in your streaming journey, you'll get to that point where you're thinking, oh, I need to create content for my audience because the numbers are simply not coming in. And that might make, a good business sense, but in any kind of trade, you're sacrificing something. And at the end of the day, sacrificing, you can sacrifice integrity, you can sacrifice your mental health, you can sacrifice your sense of happiness or direction. And I, for one, I'm not ready to sacrifice any of that. I want to be a happy human being at the end of the day.
Right.
Don't
Good
really
goal.
care about numbers or money or money come and go. So as long
You
as I
don't
can make myself happy,
I love that.
you
I
don't
think
leave
I'm winning life.
you don't leave this plane of existence with the money. You
No,
know?
not with the views, not with the
No.
money, not
No.
with the engagements, not with any impressions on an analytics board that mean absolutely nothing from month to month. Like
Yep.
you live with like this moment's right here. Like I'll always remember just playing Catan and talking about hot dogs for 2 hours. That's
Did we just
what
make a
life
core
is,
Absolutely.
memory?
and that's
Absolutely
sorry?
destroying us in Catan.
And absolutely destroying both of you in Catan when I thought I'm gonna actually, just embarrass myself.
First time we play on stream and we just get whooped.
Yeah,
Whooped.
it's not doing numbers for the confidence.
So yeah, don't pay attention to numbers, guys. Even though Adrian is destroying
Don't-
us in numbers.
Yeah, don't pay attention to
Um,
numbers.
So as we're kind of getting ready to close this out, Adrian, is there any upcoming events or anything about your streams coming up that you want the viewers to know, or this is sort of your opportunity to plug your content and your
Opportunity to
channel.
plug.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't really have any kind of events that are coming up necessarily in the very immediate future, but I can say that you can find me on Twitch. It's AdriannPlays, twitch.tv/AdriannPlays with 2 N's. I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays with the occasional Sunday community games where we play FPS games together. If anyone wants to join, we have a mechanic where you click join or exclamation mark join in the chats, and then you enter in the queue, and then we play some games together if you want to. And it varies from week to week, so it can be a Fortnite week, or it can be an Apex week, or it can be a Warzone week. This Sunday, I'm probably not going to do that because we just done this. So my battery is coming on very, very low on the social.
That's
That's
very
totally fair.
relatable.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very relatable.
So I'll still play some games with the people in the community. Probably not on stream tonight. But yeah, for anyone else that wants to see me make a goof of myself and progress through the pain of what Apex means, find me on AdriannPlays on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Well, I want to say
And
thank
also,
you.
I really, really like. I need to say this before we finalize this, and before I'm gonna start screaming because no one gives me a tree. But I'm really, really thankful for both of you for this opportunity. I think it's fantastic what you're doing, and I think it's fantastic what you're doing with the community that you've built, with helping other creators find their way and understand what kind of tools they need to use, how to behave themselves. Like it's important, and it's a really cool things that you're doing, and I can't tell you how excited I am to see how you're going to progress through this, and to what stages and lengths you can go with this. And I'm also very, very grateful to be even for a tiny little part of your journey. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for the invites and thank you for your time.
Well, and thank you so much for being our first featured streamer on this series. I really appreciate that you jumped right at the opportunity, and kind of let us have you be our guinea pig, and it seems to have turned out okay. Hopefully, you'd be interested in coming back maybe in the future.
Absolutely.
We've really enjoyed our time with you, and we like playing games with you. And I know that you wanted to play games with Funky, so we had to, give you the opportunity to do that. I know it's not Fortnite,
Not avoiding you.
but
I was taking a nap.
You still haven't proven yourself. It's fine.
It's true. Well, we're not playing a shooter right now. This is not my.
Well, I'm gonna shoot something in the stratosphere right now. Are you guys ready?
Do it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Better do it.
There he is.
Let's go.
He won. I'm third.
Oh man!
Thank you so much.
That was a good
for the
that was
time.
a good game.
Yeah. And you were worried about how you were gonna do, and you just turned around and stomped us. So I don't know why you're worried about it.
The past 2 weeks, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat. Like all I could think was Catan. I couldn't even actually play the game. It was just like looking at it, and it was like, I can't play this because
pressure.
it'll just validate how bad I will be.
And you missed so many turns, and you still
missed so many turns.
You had that monopoly on the brick, though.
It's counterintuitive, and as much as I do have a social battery as well. I absolutely love to talk to other people about anything, and especially when it's on subjects like this. I do have like a few things that are very, very close to my heart that I really like to talk about, and that is self-care, mental health in general, music, games, streaming, design. Like I could talk for hours and days and months on end about this. I'll never get bored. So.
Well, it looks like we have one final question in chat, and it's been asked more than once. So I'm just gonna ask you: can you scream?
Like musically?
In what sense? Musically scream. I can do some stuff. Yeah. I'm not going to do it now because I'm afraid
you don't have to do that.
I'm afraid that this microphone's going to, I don't want to break it yet.
Well, there you go. Adrian can music scream.
Music scream.
But thank you so much for hanging out with us and making it work with the time difference. Really appreciate having you on here. I had a lot of fun. I think there was a lot of really good conversation.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate you and your time. So thank you so much.
I appreciate you for inviting me, and yeah, thank you. Thanks for everything, and thanks for the opportunity. And also, I'm really excited to see the next episode of this. Whoever's gonna be next is gonna have a lot of fun with you too. I'm sure.
Me too. I'm so excited to get stomped on by somebody else.
Yeah, it's just gonna be the theme of the show is how
Yeah.
fast can we lose?
Catan, you stomp on me while we talk about streaming.
That's so. I'm sure somebody's into that.
So because we're all streamers, we know that we can't just end stream. We have to raid out, right? So,
Right.
Mr. Adrian Plays, I'm gonna give you two
I'm gonna
choices.
have the honor.
I'm gonna give you two choices. We can either
Mhm.
raid out to somebody playing Apex, or
Mhm.
we can raid out to somebody playing Valorant.
Ooh. Let's rate out someone playing Valorant.
To Valorant? All right, so we
To
are going
Valorant,
to
yeah.
raid out. Actually, somebody that was here in chat for quite a bit. We are going to raid out to Holy Deep Gaming.
Holly.
He's a pretty cool dude. So we are going to raid out to him. So yeah, thank you again so much, Adrian, for hanging out with us today. And I hope your social battery isn't too drained. But we really appreciate you. This is really great. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you
Thank
very
you
much.
for having me as well. I'll speak to you guys later.
See ya.
Absolutely.